Hello, everyone, and welcome to Amateur Hour. I'm your host, Swiss Mafia. Today we are talking Amateur Premier League, which just dropped this week. So, for those of you who are new to Sorare, that's the free-to-play mode. If you haven't watched it already, the Sorare member, aka Ricky from Thursday Club, has dropped a video this week where he's gone through his budget picks for the Amateur League, just focusing on the Premier League. And today, I'm going to talk to you through. I was going to do differentials, but actually, having spent a bit of time looking at it, I think we can go all in for the win. So there's a couple of players I think you could call them differentials, but they've got friendly matchups this week. But the plan is to take you through sort of no more than 10 minutes, kind of who I think will make the difference for your amateur team this week. Maybe some players thinking ahead who can also slot in to future slots just based on having a current low cap. Because something, again, for those newer to this, you want to bear in mind is there will be some high quality players out there that are well below their cap level. And by cap level, I mean the number, the L15 number. So the cost of playing that player is lower, much lower than their general output or score you would expect. And that tends to happen through injury, loss of form, suspension, or various other reasons. So if we get straight into it, so when you're building your team, typically probably start with your keeper. I found this probably the hardest position to actually decide who to go with. That's predominantly because there's a lot of good options. Now, keeper for me, because the amateur league, sorry, is so competitive. So again, if you're new to this, you're probably going to find out fairly quickly that you need very high scores to compete in this league, and that's just because there are a lot of good players available to fit within the cap score, and typically you're going to need a player hitting, I would say, 70 plus across the board to stand any chance of getting anything. The prizes in this are all they're all coins and limited cards. But we've got friends and we've seen people make some good wins out of this. And again, it's a free to play league, so just a good bit of fun. There's plenty of free leagues going on at the minute as well, where you can win other prizes. So if you've not looked at it already, Beat the Boys League is our Thursday club league. Have a quick look at it and sign yourself up. There are cards available for positions. We do a weekly card and also a monthly card. So sign up, give that a go. And then in terms of my team, so as I said, the goalkeeper is the one I've struggled with, but I came to the conclusion if you sort by popularity, it's another good way of actually trying to work out if you can get differentials. So Ramsdale's 40 tends to be the lowest cap available as a number is 40. Ramsdale's 40. So for me, I look at that straight and we go, right, Arsenal keeper, decent keeper. They've got midweek utility as well. So by that, I mean they are in Europe, and there will be weeks where if you are building a limited team, you can make use of Ramsdale as your goalkeeper to play Cap 240 league and save obviously considerable money on having to buy a limited keeper, as well as keeping that low cap score. Something to keep in mind, but obviously that Arsenal spot isn't nailed on with David Raya there as well. So Ramsdale probably will be my backup keeper. Pickford's another one, dead cheap at 42, but let's be honest, they're going to get spanked by Arsenal, and they're just in a bad spot at the minute. So I flirted with the idea of him and went, actually, no, I'm not interested at all. As you work your way down, again, less interest from my perspective. I'm going for Bernd Leno this week. So as I said, we're going all out to win. Luton are pretty poor, let's be honest, and they're away against Fulham side. I actually think Fulham are a very decent side. Leno's a good goalie. Historically, hits decent scores as well. He's got a good score in him. For me, the real reason I'm going for him is actually because of my defensive choice. I've go straight to my first defender. I'm actually going to stack. So by stacking, we mean picking a player from the same team, and my kind of differential. People may argue it's not differential because actually he's fairly high up on the list this week, and people will be very aware he's playing Luton. But Tim Ream, I still don't think will be that popular. He's not a big name, and at 40, again, cap space is minimal, which is what I like about this one. So it doesn't matter if you play him this week and then store him next, or just flip him out for someone sort of similar low quality. But they're playing against Luton. Luton, as I kind of alluded to on our weekly pod, are quite a physical team, quite a direct team. The strikers play direct. This will play into Tim Ream's hands. I think he's going to be in a physical battle throughout the game. I think he'll get lots of headers, lots of duels won. But I'm pegging them to go for a clean sheet, which is why I've got Leno in goal. So I think if you complement Leno and Ream together, you've got a good chance of a solid score. Again, will it be enough in the amateur leagues? Like, typically you want to be getting even decisives from defenders, whether that be clearance off the line, assists, goals, etc. But yeah, I'm pegging on Tim Ream this week. And then as my backup defender, again, just because I feel like you can save a lot of space on this one, I could even argue Chilwell could be a starter. They're playing Bournemouth away. You'd expect Chelsea to win, but Chelsea just all over the shop. Chilwell is dead cheap in terms of cap space. He hasn't hit form this year. That's the problem. Like, he looks good when you watch games, and he gets lots of opportunities to get assists and goals, but nothing's fallen for him yet. He is captain. He's nailed to play. He does have an injury history, but again, for the purpose of this, doesn't matter. So Chilwell is going in as my second defender, keeping plenty of cap space. I did think about Van Dijk actually when I was first building it. Originally, I went for a cheaper keeper as my main keeper, and then Van Dijk at the back. I may live to regret that because Van Dijk has very favourable fixtures, as do Liverpool in general, coming up. But my plan will be to play Ream this week and then flip him and get Van Dijk in there anyway. So, and that's obviously have coins left at the end to spend, or gems as we call it. So midfield next up. So in midfield, I'm pretty set on Arsenal. Really, I think again I wanted to try and go different as we call them, differentials. Go different from kind of the trend, so further down the list. And as you do that, I mean, there's plenty. The good thing about midfield is that there are a lot of options. Whoever you pick, you are going to need a decisive of an assist or a goal, or certainly a very dominant display. So keep that in mind when you're looking for your players, even if you're trying to save some space. If you plan on playing two midfielders, they need to be midfielders that are going to hit good scores, and that's what I'm doing. So I'm going for Bukayo Saka, slightly edging Odegaard. I was trying to decide between two. I think they'll probably both hit good scores, but I think Everton will get smashed by Arsenal. And I'm putting my money on Saka. Saka hits pretty good scores even when he doesn't hit decisives, but I'm pretty confident that he'll get a goal or assist this week. And James Maddison, I think, potentially has the best matchup if you go away from the Luton game, and maybe even better Luton game. Sheffield United, away are not particularly good. Tottenham at home on a roll at the minute, confident. Maddison's playing really well. He's actually going in as my captain this week, and the reason for that is because again we've stacked in defence with Fulham, with Leno and Ream, and I'm going to do the same thing in attack as well. So my plan is to play both Saka and Maddison, which meant I would want well, not necessarily, but I in my opinion, I want an Arsenal or a Tottenham striker up front. I just feel like there's more chance of hitting those scores. If Maddison gets an assist, then likelihood is it's going to be to Son, maybe Richardson. But in this case, I'm going to be going for Son. Son's very popular, second most popular player picked. So again, like, there'll be lots of players picking up the scores if he scores, but I just find it too hard to move away from him. I did consider, my screen's having a good time at the minute. There you go. Let's get on there. I did consider getting Cody Gakpo in as well, because I think Liverpool got a very favourable matchup, and I think he's underrated at 49, but he's not guaranteed at the minute in the Liverpool team. And I think he won't probably play, even if he started, probably won't play much more than 60 minutes. So he's got to do a lot in that time. Another player I like at the minute, Raheem Sterling, on fire. Gabriel Jesus coming back into Arsenal again. I think Arsenal are going to smash Everton. I was very tempted to pick him up and put him in. And then Højlund is the other one, Rasmus Højlund, which ultimately I think I'm going to go with Højlund. Am I going to go with Højlund? I could go with Jesus and then stack Jesus with Saka and then watch them beat Everton, which would be really enjoyable. But then I think Spurs are going to. I think Spurs are going to do better. I think Spurs are going to smash Sheffield United. So I'm going to go with Maddison and Son. I might regret it, but that's what I'm going to go with. And then, given that I'm not going to be starting my second striker, I think both of these you could do it with either Jesus or Hoyland. Wrap them up and keep them for another week. So I'm going to go with Hoyland at 41, just because that gives me more money to play around with. We've still got to fit in another goalie. So again, we can pick a good keeper who thinks below the cap space, just because he may have a good game or next good couple of games, and therefore his cap will go up. So maybe now is the time to capitalize on that, or do we want to keep our gems in the bank, and that means that then we have more to spend next week when we change our team. So I'm looking at Sanchez. I'm tempted by Ramsdale. Pickford, no, even though he's my main keeper on my team, which is pretty bad. So yeah, no, I'm gonna stick with the original plan, which is Ramsdale, midweek utility, super low cap. Again, I've got 10 left in the bank, so if I want to upgrade my keeper next week, I can. What I'll probably do is flip out Leno and get a good 50 coins for him. So I have 60 coins to spend. I can put any keeper in I want plus anything else I need to make. So yeah, that's my team. I can draft those guys in. And then it's all just about deciding who plays and sets captain. So as I said, Leno is my keeper, going for a clean sheet against Luton. If we get that clean sheet, then both those players should score well above the 60 mark, we would hope. Maddison is my nailed midfielder, and Son is my nailed striker. I could go Chilwell, because there will be a week where he gets a assist or a goal, and he is close to that 100 mark. I'm going to store him for now, just because I don't quite trust Chelsea yet, and Saka's too good to go away from. So I'm banking on Maddison having a stormer, Spurs dominating their game, and Fulham dominating their game. And I think if that's possible, if Saka the only player to pull through, that team's got a very good chance. Confirm, and let's see what happens. So that's my team for the week. Let me know what you think. Let me know how you think I'll do against Mamba. Who has the better team, the budget team versus the all in it to win it? Yeah, good luck everyone, and I'll see you on the other side.